So this man, I want to talk about this a couple weeks back, but I just felt this guy put his mic next to mine. So this man, Cuomo, got an Emmy award.
He been waiting on this is probably the fourth or fifth podcast we've done where this was supposed to be one of the topics, and Gene never got to get to it. So y'all really understand that this is coming from a deep place. Go on.
I'm just gonna read my little rant here because I need to control
I
my
wish y'all
passion
could see
because
this notepad that Gene has in front.
I'm gonna keep it short because this anyway. So I don't have the exact date. This is when I first did it, but Monday Cuomo accepted the International Emmy Founders Award in recognition of his leadership during COVID and his masterful use of television to inform and calm people around the world. Are you fucking kidding me? Praised by celebrities Bill Crystal, Billy Joel, Robert De Niro, Rosie Perez, Spike Lee, and Ben Stiller. And then he also, I don't know if he won or was nominated for another award, the Edward M. Kennedy Institute Award for Inspired Leadership. Are you kidding me? This man has the highest COVID death numbers in the country. I don't know if it's changed, but when I wrote this down, it was 33,500. He put doubt on the vaccines, put COVID-infected patients in nursing homes, killing around 7,000. The actual number is still hidden by his administration as of November 16th of this year. And then David Marcus wrote saying, America's best governor on TV and his worst in real life. He's been accused of sexual harassment recently, and he had a virtual birthday where he charged $10,000 a ticket. Then he recently, and I mean, we go the nuance of this point. It just proves how this man is a fucking tyrant. Signs bill banning the sale of Confederate flag. I'm not for the Confederate flag, but that is an overreach of power. He cannot do that. I just cannot, I just don't understand how this man is still a governor.
I'll say this, 2 points. I'll say this, 2 points. One, I ain't taking that vaccine, so any doubt he put in that vaccine. All right, I don't fuck with it. You don't fuck with it. Nobody's taking the vaccine that I know of.
I'm a skeptical person as is, so I'm just, this is my default. Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let it chill for a little bit before I even think about it.
What was your last point?
Especially since it's a new style of vaccine where it messes with our mRNA process, which is
what was your last point?
Kind of freaky. The Confederate flag thing where he bans the sale.
That should be legal. I don't agree with it, but that should be legal. It should be legal for you to stop the sale of a rebellious flag. That's just my opinion. If it symbolizes rebellion, it should be illegal. That's my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, that's fine. I don't agree with the Confederate flag either. I just don't agree with him.
I just don't like him. I'm from New York. I don't like him. I haven't been in a while.
And maybe that might be my bias because the fact that I don't like him, like, I do not like this man.
No, there's nothing to like about him. He's just greasy.
Well,
That's the best way to describe him.
Well, it bothers me because there's a sentiment people actually like him. We had a friend who heard a coworker telling how they think Cuomo's handling of COVID is impeccable, and they want him to run for president. Cuomo as a president would be disastrous.
Whoa. This is what I want you to really take.
Help me, because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm bothered by this.
No, you should be bothered by it. But I really want you to take this, and I don't want you to debate it.
Okay.
Cuomo is Donald Trump.
Oh, I don't disagree with that at all. Their egos are crazy.
They're New Yorker. They're the same type of New Yorker.
Is that New York ego?
Literally.
I actually tweeted one day with one of these things, and I said, "Who has the bigger ego?"
It's the private school gossip girl New Yorker. You live in Upper Manhattan, like somehow you own a home in New York, in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like the real rich families type grow up lifestyle type person. Like this is Donald Trump. So the way you feel that, how can people feel that way for Cuomo, is the same way people feel, how can people feel that way for Trump?
My issue with Cuomo is more about his political history. As a person, yeah, I don't like him. In that regard, you're right. There's no difference between Trump and Cuomo in that regard. But when it comes to politicalness, he has a history, and Trump's political history started 4 years ago. So I feel like that's not comparable, personally.
Okay, you can say that. But when Trump first ran for president, he ran as a Democrat.
When he first ran for president?
This is his last time running was not his first time running.
That's news to me, actually.
He ran as a Democrat. So if you want to go,
but he's always been a Democrat. I think he was a Democrat before he officially ran in 2016. He even said, I don't know when year, that like
if he ran for president, he would run as a Republican because they're stupid enough to vote for him.
I remember that.
So I'm not using somebody else to excuse Cuomo because I think everything you've listed is valid. I'm saying they are the same. If you look at any politician's history or any politician's anything, you can find 6 or 7 points to say why you don't like them politically, where they fucked up politically. And then you go to their character, and he's a greasy slime ball. It's the same. He's the same nigga as Trump. To me, I just get he's the same nigga as Trump, just on the other side of it.
I guess
he's Democratic Trump.
No, I hear what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. My only pushback, and I guess a slight pushback, is I also don't like Trump's personality. I don't imagine myself being friends with him. If he was in the same room and talking, it's like, I got to leave this room. I can't stand this man talking. But when it comes to his politics and what he's done, I completely agree with it. That's why I guess I'm more forgiving.
If I didn't like Trump, I'm not saying his politics are wrong. I'm saying if I didn't agree with Trump's politics, I could put 6 things, 7 things down on a piece of paper. I'm not devaluing what you did. I'm just saying to compare the two, I could put 6 or 7 things on paper where I don't agree with his policy, like China, how the deficit went up. He said the corona was a hoax, but then he did this. And then I write 6 things. Oh, he's been accused of sexual harassment as well. He was on that island.
My only issue is Trump's not winning awards, though, and this man's winning awards.
I agree with that.
He was even today was trying to say how he's going to get a good birthday, or Santa's going to treat Christmas. He's going to have a good Christmas. Santa's going to treat him nicely or whatever because of how well he handled this or how hard of a job or whatever. It's
so
like
your problem is the accolades he's getting.
It's the self gratification he's given himself that's bothering me, and that that's about Trump bothers me too. It does. But people harass Trump all the time about it, so it's like people who gets checked all the time. So there's no room for me to get upset. Where they're with Cuomo, there's so much room. People I don't know. I guess that's my problem.
They're sucking Cuomo's dick. But
that's why I use the word self gratification. This man
don't like him. Real New Yorkers don't like him because New Yorkers, most of them. Real New Yorkers, when I say real New Yorkers, like his group themselves don't like him. I'm talking about the Catholics that grow up in that same area. You don't like Cuomo, dude. Like, they just don't. That's just how it is. But he has power. He has clout.
The way he's using the power is like, wow. Since we keep using Trump as an example, y'all call Trump a dictator. Literally, look what he's doing.
I've never called him a dictator.
I know you're not,
haven't, but I just had to say that out loud.
I do kind of agree with John that they're kind of the same guy.
In temperament,
they're both really good.
York, it makes sense.
They're both really good, underdogs. If that makes any sense, because Trump did the same thing. Trump attacked people as an underdog for a long time. And that's how he got his clout. And then when he ran, people were like, "This is our guy. He's finally up the bat."
Fact.
So I think if people are doing the exact same thing for Cuomo, and then it's gonna come out the same way.
Overlook all of that because they're buying into whatever it is that he's
and
selling
honestly,
to make America great.
He did actually give good performances on TV. Like, he calmed me, but then the actual data came out, and I was just like, "Oh,
bothers me. This man can.
That's a little.
He
rowdy.
Looks great. I don't know. Maybe that's my personal problem. I've never been an aesthetics person. I've always been a I don't use the word an in-depth person. Like I'm about quality over quantity, if that makes sense. So when it comes to aesthetics, I want to see deeper than that. Yeah, you look good, or this sounds good, this looks blah blah blah. But how does
logistics of it?
Exactly. That's why I don't. That's just weird to me. How that's all people care about is how things are presented. That's why it's funny that right here, masterful use of television to inform and calm the people. Television,
just like Trump.
Well, see, that's the interesting thing. That's like like I didn't know politicians were open to those accolades. Like when I heard he won an Emmy, I was like, he can be on the ballot? Like what? Like that's not a joke. Like he's actually, got sway and real power, and the fact that they were just like, he gave a great performance, and I'm just like, dude, look at there's an island full of bodies, man. Like
The
Bodies.
thing I like
I
about
don't know if this is the right time.
the thing I like about Trump though is like, for example, if there's an establishment that's benefiting him, right, and he's going with it, going with it, going with it, and for example, the person before him was going with it, going with it, going with it, then the establishment saw the person was no longer beneficial for them and chose to move on. That person, because they benefited from it, would have to fight their battle quietly, and when they were moved on from eventually would have to just kind of accept it because they were once part of that establishment. Whereas Trump, the second it's no longer beneficial and whatever establishment or group or whatever it is tries to get rid of him, he's revealing all of the bullshit. So Trump is not necessarily like, okay, he's good for a side aesthetically, but aesthetically, or even just literally, it's good to see, for us to see, oh, okay, the second is not beneficial for Trump. Oh, okay, he's exposing some shit. Yeah, we may be annoyed that he took part in it, but now I know. You feel me? Now I know. So I don't think we'll ever have a president that's as revealing as Trump again. Like that we learned as much from, as far as just from watching his interaction with the government itself.
I don't know I can also agree with that. I don't know if we have ever had a president who pushed the other side as much as he has. At least in my lifetime, I'm paying attention. I'm obviously like, I like to pretend to be an adult now and actually, pay attention to this stuff. So it's more impactful. But as a kid, I would be like, cool, and I would see other older people mad at it and be like, I don't care that Al Gore lost. Well, who cares?
And then he
And
speaks his grievances like almost live. So
yeah,
it's like
like
things
as
that you
they're
would
coming in, like they're live to
exactly
Straight
him.
through Twitter, and
They're
I'm
not
not
just
gonna lie
live
to
to
you, his
us. They're
Twitter
live
feed
to
is
him.
exactly. And even though it may not be a real thing or he may be in the wrong, he's addressing a situation or a dynamic that you're like, oh, so that's how that works. So that's
Right.
how y'all do that. Okay, noted.
He just
So
shed
then-
light on a lot of things.
and it's boy who cried wolf technically because he participated, but it's enlightening for us as the citizens if you're paying attention to be like, okay, that's how that works. So now you can make better informed decisions, or just like be more
You'd hope better informed
more
decisions.
informed.
It-
when
I'm a
you're
little
It's
more
also one of
cynical
those
when it comes to that
things-
personally, but
It's also one of those things about how you say things and not what you say. Because Cuomo, I think yesterday, said the exact same thing that Trump said when he shut down the borders to China, and it's getting received better. But I don't know if you guys know about it, but England or the UK, specifically London, just discovered a variant in Corona,
yeah, like a
and it's
mutation.
like 70 times more contagious. So Cuomo came out publicly saying that they need to shut down JFK and stop people flying in from the UK, and they need to shut down the borders. And I was like, that's exactly what Trump said when they shut down the borders to China, where the epidemic began, or the pandemic began,
it
and
was received horribly.
but he was called a racist. And I was like, so like, what? Like, he wasn't really doing it. I at least in my opinion, because it was a race thing. It was because it was a virus that was coming in from a foreign nation. And so now, what? Just because the UK is also white people, we can't say that. Like, we can't call them a racist because they're also white people. Like, nah,
They were our
no,
oppressors.
man. Like,
Fuck the UK, America.
All right, I want
And
to
if
stop.
they still want that smoke, they can come and get it.
dude, honestly, he would probably get so many people like in like I would say the opposite party. He was just like, fuck
Yeah,
them,
man,
America.
fuck that island.
And all those white supremacists that supposedly Trump was protecting would just sway that way. Just like, cool, we'll
America.
go. Yo, so thanks for watching a clip of FDT. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, like the clip, leave a comment and check out our page for more content. Tune into full episodes of FDT released every Friday on Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify. Peace.